are back, A2TP podcast, episode 205. We are back in the building. It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
Sophisticated.
You leaning on my shoulder.
Well, just want to be close to you, but I'm just,
Thank you. I was just trying to sit back because I always look like a giant. I look like I'm 6 feet tall and like you're 5'4" on the camera.
You want to look like you a diminutive?
I want to look, in comparison to you, I want to look normal. I'm used to always sitting up, but
you got good posture. Don't have bad posture for the show. You got to show Levi's.
Well, you sit up, then look at. I don't like your shoulder. Yeah.
That's what happens when I sit up like you do. Then we both look like jackasses.
Well, get comfortable. Scoot your
How you guys doing? It's A2TP podcast.
Scoot your butt back. Oh, and that's not comfortable?
No.
You don't. Nobody said you had to put your chest like that. Bring your shoulders back and down.
This is comfortable for me.
All right.
Yeah. How y'all doing out there? It's your boy International Walk. She said who she is. We back. It's episode 205. Y'all know all the platforms y'all could catch us on. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Talk a little shit to us. We will fuck with y'all back. We'll even argue back too. Like we'll get into it with y'all. Like, You want a little conflict? We'll get the smoke up if y'all really want to.
You want a little online conflict?
I'm just fucking with y'all. I don't want to fight online at all. Not even a little bit. Let's get right to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I am good. Mentally.
What say you?
Mentally, I am a 9. I feel good. I'd be lying if I say, it wasn't a few things on my mind, but I'm not like sad or anything or emotionally down. It's just, knock a little bit of a point off.
Un poquito.
Yeah. But other than that, I feel great. Finances, money is an 8. Thank God. Work is a 10. Work is great. End of the year, but still busy. But work is great. And then physically, I feel good. I'm gonna say a 9. I got a little hitch in my giddy up. My hip is
wow. It's crazy because I might have been feeling your pain this morning because when I was driving to work, I was thinking, man, my hip is like bothering me. And then I got out when I got out of the car, I was walking like into the job and walking around. My fucking hip was killing me. And then all of a sudden, it just went away.
And you know what's crazy? It like catches me off guard. Like I'll be walking and like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Like gotta do a little. Ooh.
And that's how it was too. And I kept thinking, I ain't do nothing in the gym with my hips yesterday. Like, why is this? I think I'd be too close to you at night, and I seep out pain.
We gotta do more stretching. Sometimes it's good. Working out is good, but sometimes they have places like the Stretch Lab and Stretch Zone. Like some days a good stretch is just as good probably as a good workout. Maybe on the days, because you do the 5 days a week. Maybe on those other days, I know you don't want to work out, but maybe we spend like a half hour doing some really good stretches.
Stretching ain't bad.
Yeah, that might help. How are you?
I am good. Mentally, I feel like a 9. Head is clear. Feel great. Finances an 8. Always the gap for growth. Work is a 10. I'm closing out this job that I'm on. People are very excited, very happy, and I'm moving into this other big job, which they already started the demo on. So super excited about that. I got it. Well, no, I don't want to say now, but yeah, super excited about that. So yeah, work's a 10. Physically, I feel like a 10. Body feel good. I gained a pound. I don't know what that's about, but I'll figure that out. But
babe, don't do that to yourself.
What?
That could be muscle. That could be water weight. Like you're good. Like don't let the scale. You've been doing what you're supposed to do.
I know, but the numbers. I'll break that fucking scale. I'm gonna be howling saying, "Bake my foot cut. Take me to the hospital because I didn't
increase your water intake. To flush out some stuff. But you good.
I do have to drink more water. It's something about me that stops me. Well, not stops me because it don't totally stop me, but it hinders me from drinking water in the winter. Like something about it being cold outside, even with room temperature water, it's like I have to tell myself, drink this goddamn water real quick. It'll take you 5 seconds, but In the summertime, I could drink water all day long.
Do you typically only go to drink water when you're thirsty?
Or when I have a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. And see, for me, like I'm intentional about my water intake. If I see it, like you, and I can't sip on water. That's why I'm not like a cup girl or all of that, because I like to
drink it all.
Yeah, that's what you see when I drink.
So if you got like a big Stanley cup or something, you'd have to drink it all in one sit.
Or I probably I don't know what that. It probably would take me longer than if what is a Stanley, 32 ounces?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can drink 2 bottles in 60 seconds. Well, maybe 120 seconds. But if I had that in a cup and sipping it, no, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's just something for me.
It's less water you're drinking, and you're not happy with that because it's taking you longer to get down 32 ounces than by the time you drink that.
By the time I finished it, exactly. By the time I finished this, I could have did 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't drink just because I'm thirsty. Like I purposely drink a water every morning when I wake up. Like before I eat, drink anything, I drink. I probably drink 2 or 3 waters before I eat or drink anything, and then throughout the day. See a water, let me grab one. We got water on the table, let me grab one. So I try to be really intentional about it.
Like, I've never seen anybody drink a dozen fucking waters a day. That's insane to me. You know you can overwater.
You can, but I don't think I'm there. Like,
what do you mean? You don't know? You could be overwatering.
I mean, I don't know. I
don't know how bad of a problem that is. I mean, some people say you can drown, but that don't make sense. But I know you can overwater. Like, you can flush out shit that you need.
Yeah, but I pee a lot too, so I don't know. And I've been drinking a lot of coffee lately. I don't know. You know what it is? We don't have, which is good because we want to eat healthy and all that. For me, coffee has become like, we love to drink it. We drink decaf, but it's become a different flavor too, almost like a snack. Like I need to taste something, like
other than water.
Other than water, other than eggs, other than oatmeal. Like I need to taste something. So let me drink some coffee. It tastes good. It's not a cake or a cookie or a snack all the time. So it's like let me have some coffee. And
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
having a cup of coffee. I look forward to having a cup of coffee with you in the evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah. What's your wows and woes for this week?
My wow is that I'm starting this huge job. It's a lot of responsibility going on, so I'm wowed about that. Also, I have some downtime coming up before, because I'm really starting this job in January, but there got some downtime coming up, so I'm super excited about that. Woes, I don't have no woes. Nothing's got a nigga down.
That's
so,
good.
So yeah, I'm a live in that moment right now.
That's good.
What you got?
My wow is just another week. Just grateful for life and for my husband, my sisters, my friends, my babies to love me. It's so funny.
The tribe.
Yeah, exactly. My tribe. People have been talking about the new iPhone update features and stuff. One of the things that I love that I've been doing.
So you did the update?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the well, no, not the last. But I did. I'm on 18. I just didn't do like 18.1.1. But the send later feature.
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, it's like 4:30 in the morning, and I be wanting to text my babies and stuff, just to wish them a good day and all that. So I do it, but I program it to send at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And it's so cute because they respond, they text back, and it's just cute. And especially like Kenzie, she's 8. Just her language and her text, and she was so that's my wow, just my tribe, and just loving them and seeing just love, giving love and receiving love. My woe, and this is kind of like a little funny, we were visiting our family for Thanksgiving. We used some sidewalk chalk and made some artwork on their driveway. And Kenzie was so upset because the rain that we're getting, they got, earlier in the week. And she was like, the rain washed away our stuff. I was like, that's all right. She was like, I know. So my sister took pictures of it, and it was really cute. But just to know how
chalk. Like Kenzie knows.
She know it was going to happen. Right, but just to know, like, that was an activity that we did together that they really enjoyed, and it wasn't even intentional. First of all, it's crazy because when we went outside, we were jumping rope and I asked them if they had sidewalk chalk, and I don't know, maybe because I called it that, they kind of said no, and then when the garage opened, I'm like, there's chalk, like y'all do have it, so it kind of just happened, and it was a good memory that we made, obviously, and it bothered her that it washed away. So, that was just kind of my woe, just seeing her emotions about it. But yeah, so that's that.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's the dealio? What's the dealio? What's the dealio?
The dealio
is that a song?
What do you mean?
Was that a song?
Yeah, it's a song. What's the dealio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a song.
Mm-hmm.
You talk.
Okay, okay, so a couple things.
She always looking at when I'm in her phone, like, what the fuck? Talk.
I was trying to help you because one thing about his phone that I do not like, do y'all have folders on your phone? Like, I put all my social media stuff in one folder. I put all my picture stuff in one folder. I put, like, my health and wellness stuff in one folder. He just has icons all over his screen. It drives me crazy. I don't like it. It drives me crazy. So sometimes when he's in my phone, he doesn't know where to go. So I'm trying to help him. But one of the top stories that has been happening this week is a continuation, but now people are going in a different direction of the whole Diddy, I don't want to call it a scandal, but the lascivious activities that he's been accused of. Some we've seen, so that's not necessarily lascivious, the domestic abuse. Now Jay-Z has been accused of participating in the assault of a 13-year-old girl, many years ago. I don't know exactly how many years ago, but years ago.
2000. So
okay, so 24 years ago, which means the girl would be 37 now.
Yeah, almost 38 years old. So yeah. he was named in a civil suit because the girl alleges that him and Puffy did something to her at a VMA's after party.
Right.
So yeah, a limo driver supposed to have took her back to a place or whatever where they supposed to, and also a person, a female, was in the room, but I feel like all different types of ways about this. It being a 13-year-old being at the VMAs, like, how does that happen? I don't want to, like, not believe victims, and I don't put anything past anybody because, it happens. But me personally, I just don't believe the lawsuit. These lawyers came to him before they let this out and said, hey, we're going to put your name in something if you don't pay us. He didn't. And then this comes out with his name in it. What I do like about this, though, is all these allegations that come out on people and the responses that they have seem to be not on point. Like, they always seem like they miss. Even when Puff did the video saying I was on drugs and all that kind of shit, it seems like these people get these allegations against them and they miss with the response. Jay-Z, within 2 hours, he put out a response that was like, I don't know, I'm going to read the whole thing.
You're going to read the whole thing?
Yeah, because I think it's important. But yeah, so he says, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. Jesus Christ. From a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims should deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a little bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these typical theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby. But I promise I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with you. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor or dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and I will have to sit our children down one of whom is at the age where her friend Shirley will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure. Children, this is all typed up mess up. Children should not have to endure such bad things at a young age. It is unfair to have. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have watched their life story dressed in a costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I am not from your world. I am a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics will believe the idiotic claims that you have levied against me. If not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, it would be laughable. That was a lot to read and digest, but I thought that was important to read the whole statement. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think a lot of it was fluff and just him being the bombastic person that he is. But I think the most important...
A lot of the statement you're saying was fluff?
Yeah, I mean, it's just Jay-Z being Jay-Z and him saying a whole lot to say a little bit. But I think the most important piece about what he said was, one, file criminal charges. File criminal charges if this is what you're saying. Now, we know there are statutes of limitations, so in him saying that... Okay, well...
They extended it in New York. I was looking into that to see, because that made sense, because it was in 2000.
Right, so file criminal charges, I think that's one of the most important pieces. And him also bringing to light that, not just this lawyer in this case, but also the comments that other people are making online, the court of public opinion. And I'm sure people don't care about his kids, because they just don't. They're his kids, and it's his responsibility to care about them. As humans, we should care, but I'm sure people don't. But him stating the fact that this is something that he's going to have to explain to his daughter. Like, Dad, why are they saying this about you? She's almost 13.
She is 13.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's that's what makes it it's hard to, it's hard to believe, but it's like, damn, you have a daughter 13, and it's like, you got to explain to her, they're saying I had sex with somebody your age.
Yeah, 24 years ago, but still, nevertheless, a child. And, so I think out of all of that, he said those are the two most important pieces. File a criminal claim, and think about the things that you're doing and the downstream impact that you cause. If this isn't true, court of public opinion, I don't think it is, but if you think it's true, I'm sorry, if it's not true, think about the downstream impact that you cause because of greed. And it's hard to imagine why anybody would make something up like this. And like you said, I've always been a person who does not want to
victim blame.
Exactly. Well, not just victim blame to make a victim shame or not believe a victim. But again, I'm saying I don't believe he did this. It's just the person that we know him to be. Like, you're in a position. You're in a position to kind of have any woman in the world, like a 13-year-old. Now, granted, girls at that age years ago, not today, because they're looking younger and different. But Little Kim was 16 when she did her album cover. Most people didn't know that. So I know girls were looking grown, but at 13, I don't think you was looking like a 18 or older chick. I don't think so. But again, people have done, you always say you'd be surprised what people can live with. People have, we know scammers out here every day trying to get $1. So if this did happen to this young lady, I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves, because no amount of money, and we talked about this before, no amount of money is going to heal the scars of being sexually abused. No amount of money is going to do that. So I hope and pray that she gets the justice that she deserves. If this did not happen, I hope that people also get the justice that they deserve for falsely accusing somebody.
And I also I don't believe it, and I again I'm on both sides because it just doesn't track with what his reputation is. Now, again, I don't want to not believe somebody, but nobody knows who this person is. And I could see being young, you would want to, not have your name out there. The fact that you went to him and said, give us money first and we won't say nothing, that's a red flag to me. That's extortion. And the fact that you're not saying your name now, you're 38 years old. If you're making a claim like this against somebody, then people should know who you are. Like, he should be able to face whoever is accusing him of this. And if you're saying this person was 13, then they was a child. Like, who the fuck are you talking about? So I would want their name and to know who this person is. Like, stand on what you're saying. But it's again, having to talk to your kids about what's going on. And I think in this climate, like, Blue could go to school and it could be a whirlwind of shit that's going on at her school or whatever. And in this climate, it's people out here that make up stuff for extortion purposes. Mm-hmm. Like, there's people who make up stuff, and that's what I feel like the initial thing was. That's why we come into you on a quiet tip to say, hey, give us a check, and because with all this publicity, you're not gonna want this out, and you'll just cut the check. But again, he stated that you're the wrong one. I think that was important when he said, I'm not from your world. Like, I'm a guy who came from Brooklyn. Real men talk like that. Like, real men protect kids. And in no way, shape, or form, you that's the way you move. You have strict codes, strict policies about that shit. Anybody that look at young girls you don't fuck with, like, it's not a part of your repertoire. But again, our heroes have let us down before. So I don't put nothing past anybody. I hope that Jay wouldn't do this. I don't want to never listen to Jay again or stop listening to his songs. Like, but yeah, I don't believe it at this point. I need a lot more evidence. I need to know who this person is, and I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound biased, but I'm sounding biased.
And I think it's just been low hanging fruit. Like, people, for whatever reason, I don't know why, have been saying since the Puffy thing came about, Jay is next.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, right, we've seen them together at like the Rock Nation brunch or at Diddy's birthday party, stuff like that, where other celebrities, other entertainers mm-hmm. in their industry or other industries have been part of, right? But I don't ever recall seeing photos of like them on a family vacation, right? Like
a boat,
Blue
a yacht or something,
and the Combs twins. I don't ever recall seeing photos of them, I never really seen photos of anybody at Jay's house, but them just chilling, like just them.
Right.
Unless it's like on some business type stuff. So the fact that people, like, yeah, they may have had a camaraderie, they may have had a friendship, but it doesn't mean that one knows everything that the other person is doing. Like, I have friends that right now, if they were holding people hostage in their basement and doing cruel, horrible things to them, I would be completely flabbergasted and had no idea and would think like, wow, I would have never thought that was part of their character. Like, so just because somebody is friends, it doesn't mean that you are guilty of things that they are doing. Like, I don't want to put nobody's name out there, but like, if a story came out about, I'm just going to say Crystal, because I know Crystal ain't thought that crazy. But if a story came out like that, her and her husband had somebody locked in the basement, it would be like, what the hell? No, but so that doesn't mean now people going to say,
I would be like, I knew it. It's like, no, I wouldn't.
but what I'm saying is that doesn't mean that somebody could be like, Natasha and Walter going down next because that was Tasha's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like you're not always guilty by association, because again, with some people are friends, some people are associates, some people are acquaintances, and just because you're friends in one setting doesn't mean that your lives are threaded together in every aspect.
Yeah, and with Jay-Z, he might have been thinking, all right, I'll go to these parties where everybody is involved, but I'm not, like you said, there's no pictures of us just chilling family to family or us just hanging out together, not unless it's business.
Yeah,
but if it's a party with 300 people, yeah, I'll go to that because I'm not coming, just for you. I'm coming to mingle with everybody.
Yeah, and one of the things that I always felt like people fail to look at, what this is with the Jeffrey Epstein situation and with Diddy. Just because somebody was the guest at a party doesn't mean that they were participating in all of the activities.
True.
Now, if you were a repeated guest and you know what was going on, then to me that implies that you were complicit. So if like Jeffrey Epstein invited us to a party and we went, we had a good time, you know, then we realized like, oh, there's some shady stuff going on, and we leave and we never go back. But our name is going to be on the name of people who once attended one of the parties. That doesn't automatically make everybody guilty of participating in the activities. So I think it carries a bit of guilt. I'm sorry to cut you off. It carries a bit of guilt when you there, you see something shady going on, you leave and don't say nothing. Well, I think that's where the line is, where people are like saying, well, you should say something. If you got morals and standards, if you see in a party, okay, there's a group of young girls going in the back, and that shit just look weird to me. When you leave that party, you shouldn't have a mind your business type of thing. You should be like, I'm leaving this party and I'm gonna let somebody know that it's 12 fucking 14-year-olds in there with these grown ass men. Right, I 1000% agree. I don't mean like you see something shady, but like if you see, let's say everybody look grown and they start getting a little too sexy, and you like,
somebody got their tits out all of a sudden.
Yeah, or you know, somebody dance in the middle of the floor and somebody is ejaculating on their face, but they all grown and they look like they're willing participants. You like, I ain't signed up for this kind of party. I'ma leave.
I didn't think I was gonna see that tonight.
No, right?
Not live,
exactly.
Anyway.
But again, I agree. If you see something, and I know there's NDAs and all that, but I think if you witness some criminal activity, then like that can kind of supersede an NDA.
That makes them toilet paper.
Yeah. So again, just, you know, people have been saying it, but I don't want to contradict myself in saying that any specific person is guilty by association, but I feel the life of me, since the Diddy revelations, don't understand why all of this energy has been directed to J&B. What about Mary J. Blige? That's been his sister, his sidekick forever. What about Naomi Campbell, who had ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy? Yeah. Like, why they didn't get any of this heat? That has always boggled my mind. And we've never seen Beyonce interact with Diddy and no type of affiliation outside of it being somewhere if she's like with her husband at an event or something. So why has she, you know, gotten this kind of flack? What about Usher? Usher told stories about how Diddy. He was living with Diddy as a teenager, that under some circumstances that was like, huh?
Yeah, he started to see stuff that he shouldn't have seen.
Yeah, so it
tracks with Diddy. Like we heard the rumblings over the years since we was little kids that this dude liked to have wild, freaky parties and all that.
But I never thought it was anything illegal.
No, we none of us thought it was legal. But we heard the rumblings of, yo, he has the best parties, and then he has after parties. But they get out of control. You never heard that about Jay. You never heard anything about that. Like he has weird parties or he's into young girls. Like you knew his girlfriends once they was his girlfriends.
I will say I was kind of believing and questioning, looking sideways at the whole Foxy Brown thing, but she shut that down and said that wasn't true.
Yeah. So and again, all his girlfriends, they didn't seem to be young. According to like his age, they just didn't seem to be young. Definitely not fucking 13.
No,
I just can't imagine 24 years ago. What's he 53? So what was he?
39. 13? No, I'm sorry, I can't fit. 20 years ago, 29.
A 13-year-old, and you're in 2000. Jay-Z was Jay-Z. He came out in 96. Like in 2000, that was right before Big Pimpin'. He still was Jay-Z. Like Volume 2 was out.
Well, I'm trying to see. I saw Jay-Z in 99, 2000, and he was at like one of them small stand-up venues. I mean, so his name was blowing up. He wasn't who he was.
No, he's not who he was, who he became, but I'm just saying he still was Jay-Z then.
His name was ringing bells out there, but he was doing very small
albums out already.
Venues, like, because he touched one of my braids before.
Yeah, we know. I knew that was coming. I was gonna burn your fucking leg if you said it, but I'm gonna let it pass.
But he did.
Okay.
It was at the electric factory. What do they call electric factory now?
Fuck that nigga is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
They call electric factory. Fuck that nigga now. That's what they call it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next. You know who we can say F? F. Daniel Penny, who killed the gentleman. What was the gentleman's name?
I don't know. I forgot the gentleman's name. Just slips my mind. But he was a you look it up. But he was a McDonald. I mean a Michael Jackson impersonator in Times Square. And he got on the train, New York City subway, where weird things happen. And a man named Daniel Penny claimed that he was acting erratic and had to safety him because
Jordan Neely,
yeah, and because other people were in danger. So he choked this man. He put him in a chokehold for 6 minutes and killed him. While another man got on the train, saw this, and held his arms while he choked him for 6 minutes, and he died, and he killed him. And this guy went to trial and got off. They thought it was going to be a mistrial. The judge sent the jury back, told them that y'all better make a decision, and they came out with not guilty on second-degree murder.
And we talked about this last week, thinking, is it going to be second degree? Is it going to be manslaughter? Mm-hmm. No way in the world did we think that he would be found not guilty.
In a week. No, we did not think that.
That wasn't even on the table.
Mm-mm.
To think that he would be found, like, it was obvious. Even if they said third degree murder, like, he didn't intend to kill him. He was trying to subdue him. You know, his adrenaline was up. And I'm making excuses for him. That's all BS. But, you know, his adrenaline was up. Even though he could kill him in 10 seconds, he held for 6 minutes. But he killed him. So to find him not guilty, it's like, what is he not guilty of? Because we seen it. He killed them.
Yeah.
So what are y'all saying he's not guilty of? What we saw? That's absolutely bogus.
It is. There's no way in this country that you should let, because again, if the shoe was on the other foot, there was a black guy who choked out a white guy, he would not be acquitted. He would be under the fucking jail. Without a doubt. He wouldn't have had no bail, no nothing. He wouldn't have been, they don't give a shit if he was a Marine, a goddamn Navy SEAL. It wouldn't have mattered. If they would have said he used excessive force because he was trained, he was a Marine, this and this and that. So I don't think you should be able to get on a goddamn public subway. You decide that somebody is acting a little bit out of control and you get to kill him and nothing happens to you. Like, you took another life. Something should happen to you. That just goes for anybody. If you get into a street fight because somebody is trying to hurt your family or take something from you or hurt you and you beat this person up and kill them, something should happen to you. I don't know. I'm not saying you should go to jail, but there should be a punishment for taking a life. Like, this should just be, even if it's a minimal, whatever it is, there should be recourse for taking a life. Yeah. That's just what it is. I don't care how it happens, whether it's a violent murder or a mistake murder. There should be recourse for taking somebody else's life. That person has a father, brothers, sisters, mom, probably a wife. Like, that shit is not cool at all. And it also sets a precedent for people who ride the subway, who want to get on there and think whoever they think is loud.
They could be
somebody could choke somebody because they told them cut their fucking their radio down, their earphones down, or they get into a verbal argument. Now somebody choked somebody and think I had to subdue them because I felt threatened.
Or you're going to have these vigilantes or mercenaries in the street who feel like they're going to take justice into their own hand because of whatever activity that's going on that they think is inappropriate. They have emergency buttons on the subways. Push a button if you feel like
it's 9 cars. Go to another car if you fucking feel like that. If somebody's hollering or whatever, you think they're gonna whip their dick out. Whatever the fuck happens on the train, go in another car. But you don't gotta kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like that's the option. Let's kill them. Like, that's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. At all.
Yeah. Talking about killing somebody, the man who killed the United Healthcare CEO, Luigi Mangione.
Mangione?
Yeah, Luigi Mangione. He sounds like he is straight from Italy.
I know, like right off the boat.
He was found and arrested in Western Pennsylvania, in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people even mention Philadelphia. Like, Altoona, Altoona has nothing to do with Philadelphia. Like, absolutely not. It's just in the
Motherfuckers
same
in
state.
Philadelphia don't know where Altoona is.
Exactly.
That's how much it has nothing to do with it. Ask somebody from Philly where Altoona is, they're going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah. I only know because I'm a geography nerd, and then I know it's the 814 area code because I used to work for directory assistance. So...
Somebody may have called and asked for McDonald's up in that area before.
So, McDonald's worker identifies Mr. Mangione sitting in McDonald's eating chicken nuggets or whatever he was eating. Chicken nuggets in McDonald's, and calls the police, and the police come, question him. He acts defensive. That gets nervous. Long story short, they arrest him. I'll let you go. What's your take on the goings-ons?
I never really knew what the person looked like because of the face. Us bothly initially thought it was a woman in one of the pictures.
Definitely.
So one of the pictures looked like a female. The other picture looked like a guy when he was laughing at, I think he was flirting with a girl or something like that. You could see that it was a guy. But I don't know. I mean, didn't you hear the conspiracy stuff about the silencer? Like, regular people don't have silencers and know how to get out this. Like, it makes sense when they say this was a hired hit. The guy had a silencer. He was on a city bike. He made it to Central Park, got out of the fucking city immediately, like almost like the shit was planned. And we watch a lot of Lioness and Shooter and all types of movies and shows, Homeland, that this shit has happened in. So it's not like a shock to us because we've seen this plot play out before, like on TV. So it's possible, it's plausible that this could be a asset that came in, did what they had to do, and left. Because again, you got to be have a certain job to get a silencer, like especially in New York, in Pennsylvania, in all these states. Like you can't just buy silencers.
And you know what I think is just odd is that, one, like you said, not everybody has a silencer, but you can buy one. But you would think that they would track his credit card receipt or something to say when or where he bought it. You know, another thing that I found pretty odd. Who have we not heard from in all of this that has been going on for the last week and a half?
Trump?
No. The victim's family. We haven't heard a statement. We haven't seen a picture. We haven't heard anything about the mourning family.
The father said something. The father was upset that yeah, I'm sorry. I
haven't heard anything, and I don't know if he was married or anything, but I would think he has a family member. He was a 50-year-old man. So maybe if he wasn't married and had children, a parent and a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, no family, like usually that's something that people will do, especially during the time that they were searching for the person, to kind of get some sympathy from the public. But we've heard nothing. I think, and this is just my Tasha conspiracy theory, that this man, being part of the insurance industry and all the goings-ons and financial, and a part of the company that was owned by United Healthcare, had a major security breach.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Earlier in the year, and it impacted a lot of medical providers. It's just a lot that has been going on with that company. I think that he knew some information, and they needed to take him out. I think he was at an investors like conference or something, which is where this guy, tracked him to. And that's the reason why he was in New York at this time. I just think that he had some information that people could not risk. Maybe he was in the process of being a whistleblower. He was going to release some information. I think he knew something. I don't know what he knew. I can't even begin. But I think he knew something that they could not allow to get out, and they had to unalive him. And the crazy, and we got to think too, insurance companies, people talk about, they're private businesses. They have ties to the government. They are highly regulated. So, the insurance companies can't do anything that the government doesn't allow them to do. So let's not just look at them as like a private run business. There are government affiliations tied into insurance. Like, it's just the way that our country works.
That's there all the time.
So I think, and the fact that they're charging him with second-degree murder, this just makes me think this legal system just completely does what it wants to do and just makes us, but like they tell us the sky is,
purple,
and say believe it because we said it is.
A guy thinks about killing a guy that's a CEO of a healthcare company, gets a gun, gets a silencer, gets a bike, puts on affluent clothes to blend into Manhattan, and kills this guy.
Walks up behind him and kills him.
Yeah.
Doesn't get in an argument, doesn't get into a fight, not mistaken identity. He doesn't shoot and miss, and he's a bystander, innocent. What is it called?
Innocent bystander.
Innocent bystander.
Okay.
Innocent bystander. And he point blank shoots him. I don't know much about murder, but I was always told that's first degree.
It's intent. I mean, it shows intent and it shows malice. So that's first degree murder. So I don't understand. And the silencer shows intent that you meant to kill this person and you didn't want nobody to hear a gunshot go off in the middle of Manhattan.
And the fact that it was very early in the morning and dark. It appeared to be a little brighter than it was because he was walking past the hotel entrance. So it's bright lights. It was cars and their lights. And the video is going to make it a little brighter. But it was very dark. I think they said it was like 5:34 in the morning. So it looked brighter than it was. So you intentionally did this at nighttime. Early in the morning, but you had to know that he was going because you're in New York for a conference, you're at a hotel. Why were you out that time of the morning? I don't know. Maybe he's an early starter. He was going to get well, he could have been going to get coffee before the conference started. I'm not saying he was doing anything wrong, but this guy had to know something.
Or he could have been on his way to whistle blow.
But he had to know that he was going to be out.
Yeah, so he had to have inside information of where his location is, where he's going to be,
where he's leaving the hotel,
and he had to be watching him to see. Okay, he just left the hotel. There he is walking. Like all that shit is premeditated murder. So to charge him with second degree, like she said, the judicial system is all fucked up. It's just doing what it wants to do. With the Daniel Penny thing, with Luigi, what's his last name?
Mangione. Well, let's also add to that with these drones flying over New Jersey. I just feel like, again, they slap us in the face and tell us that it's, cotton candy. I don't know if that made sense, but they just do whatever they want. We're supposed to just accept it and believe it and say what they want. You want to go to 3 grams?
Yes.
All right. So
drones in New Jersey.
There have been repeated sightings.
Orchestrated too.
Of drones. Some individual, some orchestrated, some they say have been the size of an SUV. They have been shown like 5 or 6 flying in a straight line. They have been shown...
Hold. Drones the size of an SUV?
They said some of them were the size of an SUV.
I didn't see that. That's a helicopter.
But they said it was a drone. They have been flying over a military air base. A military base. I don't know if it was a military base, Army base, Marine base. I don't know, but a military base. And the government wants to tell us they don't know what this is. That they're like, oh, we find the people who do. First of all, what human, well, not human, we're all humans. What citizen has a drone the size of an SUV? Yeah. That's number one. What citizen has the knowledge and technology to know how to fly them? I mean, these were like orchestrated in a straight line and multiple. So either you have multiple and you're flying them at the same time, or you orchestrated friends to let's all fly our drones together.
You can have a group of drones and program them to do a certain thing. I mean, I've seen that done on a low level. Like I've seen some shit driving around where it's like somebody might have 5 little drones in the air all doing the same thing because it's programmed to do that. And these light shows that they have, when we saw the fireworks last year, they do the drones with the light shows and all that kind of shit. So I've seen that kind of shit done on a lower level. Okay. To be like some government shit, like drones the size of fucking SUVs, I've never seen that. I can't even imagine what that looks like or sounds like in the air. Like the sound of a drone the size of a fucking car in the air would sound loud as hell.
to fly over a military base and y'all don't take it down as a threat.
That makes me think that they're testing some shit.
That's
they're
what I
testing
think.
some shit out. Yeah, they have a fucking new program, new drone program that they're testing out. I don't think
they want foreign governments to know, so they're just trying to make it look like, oh, somebody's doing this and we're trying to find out who's doing it.
They have places like Nevada where it's desert where they can do that shit at. You don't go do that shit with buildings in New Jersey.
But I think the test is, you got to think about this, right? I think this is part of the test to see how close can you get without people hearing it or seeing it. How close or far do you need to be to survey an area or take pictures? Because when you're in the desert, you don't get this feedback. There's nobody out there.
No data.
So I think this is all part of the data gathering. That's why they don't really appear to have any sense of urgency. They say if you shoot one down that's flying over your house, you could get a $70,000 fine. Well, if y'all was really so concerned, y'all, just to think, an airplane can't fly over a military base, but y'all gonna let a random citizen who you don't know, their drone fly over. They could be taking pictures, like gathering any kind of intel about the logistics of equipment there. So the fact that the government would allow this, and we just think that they would allow this, that's bananas.
It's not another country that's flying over fucking New Jersey looking at some shit. It's just not. It's the government. They're doing some shit to test something out, and they're not telling us, and they're acting weird about it, putting it on the news, acting like, oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
This. Like, y'all, the government, the military, if China was flying fucking if China was flying 50 drones over New Jersey, that's an act of war.
Not only that, I don't think they're implying that another country is doing it. They're implying that it's citizens and they don't know who's doing it. But the thing is this, like you said, I know it's TV, but TV imitates real life. In Lioness, they go to show you when there are certain secret operations and secret units, they don't care who they're talking to and what other sectors of the government they're talking to. They're not going to reveal their hand. So the fact that they talked about this with the FBI guy, and they were asking him, the guy from Texas was asking the FBI guy, what is this? And he's saying he doesn't know. He really may not know, or he may know, and he's never going to tell you. The CIA secret op group from Lioness, they have FBI badges so that if someone goes to ask them, or if they have to show up at a crime scene or something, they will present the FBI badges to pose as FBI agents instead of CIA agents, because it's so secretive. So I don't believe nothing that they're saying. I just don't, and it's scary to think I just feel like don't even talk about it at all. But I guess they can't not talk about it because so many people see. We're not out at nighttime, so I mean, some people see these in the daytime. We ain't really out in the daytime, so we didn't have the opportunity to see it.
I know. I would have liked and probably not liked to see it, because I don't know how it would have made me feel to see some drones in the air the size of a car doing a little dance and not knowing who the fuck's doing this. Because again, I don't think Mike from down the street got drones the size of cars making them dance in the air. I think that's government shit, especially over an army base.
Right. Well, I mean, you got to think, it didn't look like the size of a car from down here, but when you scale it, like, okay, wow, if it looks this big.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like that.
I know.
Because now a small little drone up in the air is going to look like a dot. We're not going to see it. So the government tells us what they want. But it also makes me think, what are they trying to distract us from? That they're like, it makes me want to get a newspaper and turn to like page 6 where like some article is written that they really don't want to put on the front page, but they feel like they gotta write about it. Like what's really going on that y'all trying to distract us from?
Yeah, and it's always something. Look over here while we do this over
exactly.
Here. Graham 2, a Philly man that spent 24 years in prison and was exonerated for a murder he didn't commit, was awarded $4 million for his case, is going back to prison because he killed the guy over a $1,200 crack debt. And he's a black man, of course, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Niggas.
He is the definition of niggatry. It's so embarrassing. Niggas. Like, whether you his mother, his father, his sibling, his child, It's like, really, you know what I hope. I was talking to DMing somebody about this, some girl too. She was the one who had posted where I saw it. I said, I hope somebody with some good cootie cat buttered him up and got that money and still has access to it, so while he's in jail she can better her life, because somebody got to do something. Like, you blew it. You blew it. Maybe you didn't deserve to be in jail for 24 years for something that you didn't do. You absolutely didn't deserve that. But the grace that was extended to you, rightfully so, like, what a slap in the God. Like, your lesson wasn't learned? Obviously not, because, and I can't imagine, well, it's not unthinkable that maybe you blew through the money. But you would think after 24 years, you're not going to do anything that could potentially put you back in jail.
Nope, not, especially ain't killing nobody over no goddamn $1,200. And
well,
you talking about
ain't going to even be selling drugs.
Yeah, and
let alone
again,
killing somebody.
If you put any of that $4.1 million in the street, you're a fucking jackass. And the fact that you find it in your heart to stand on business over $1,200 when my bank account shows $4.1 million. If this was some crack back 24 years ago when you was in the 90s, and this was a $1,200 crack debt, and you just seen this motherfucker 24 years ago, that's really out of pocket. That's really out of pocket. But if this is a new crack debt, because the years, it makes sense. If this was a new crack debt, you're even, I mean, come on, bro.
Well, it's that cocaine debt. Does that make a difference?
No.
Okay.
No. Again, $4.1 million. I spent 24 years. And again, this goes to show the mentality he must have kept for 24 years. Because everybody ain't Wallow. You do that much time in jail, motherfuckers come, like Wallow used to say, people come home angry and bitter and mad about shit. Like, you got to take some responsibility for what you did, come home happy, and having a, like you said, you got some grace. They gave you grace. They exonerated you. They said sorry with the $4.1 million check. You can't get 24 years back, but that helps.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps. You know, it's not like you got out when you was 60. It helps.
Yeah. He looked like a fairly young man.
Yeah, I think he went to jail when he was 18.
So you 46? Like.
And just got the bag like that?
Yeah.
Shit. I would never see jail again. Never, ever. And I got all the resources that I need not to see jail. To go back to jail with $4.1 million in my bank account and I killed somebody for $1,200 and now I'm sitting on C block. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
That's the dad, if he got kids, when you go to visit him at the jail, you just sit there, you just pick up the phone if it's that kind of, and you just look at him. Like, I don't even have nothing to say. I might not even take the trip.
I'm about to say, why drive 8 hours to go up there and just look at him? Like,
just to make him feel stupid. Like, really?
Like, Jesus
Like, really?
Christ, bro.
We back here again? Really? But 24 years old, he probably, I mean, he was in prison for 24 years, so maybe he don't have any children, but you talking about a waste of a life.
That is.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that because maybe his life will be an example for somebody else to not make the same mistake. So I don't feel like his life is a waste, but
it's not always like that, babe. I hear what you're saying, and that's grandiose, and that's you know the thing to say, but it's not always like that. Some people just fuck up, and this is a clear-cut sign of a guy who was accused of something that he didn't do. Like, they did him wrong, and they let him out, and I guess. If he was in jail, I guess if he did it, he probably would think I got away with it because they let me out. They just didn't have the evidence. But when you really didn't do something, you spend 24 years in jail, it's hard not to be mad.
Well, they gave you 4.1 million reasons to feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. You shouldn't have even been in Philadelphia anymore.
$1,200. $1,200.
I was about to say that.
You know how happy they are to clear your account and take your ass back to jail, man? Like, they happy to do that.
Well, hopefully, that's why I'm saying, hopefully they can't clear his account and somebody else can benefit from it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. $3,000.
$3,000. The man who attacked the judge a year ago.
The lady judge?
Yeah, the lady judge who dove over the fucking counter got 26 to 65 years.
Damn. You know what?
Let me just say, hold on, let me lay my plane. I thought he was going to get some time. I don't know if this time is accumulative of other charges that he may have had with his previous cases. But I'm sure the bulk of this is for stomping and kicking and diving and beating up that fucking lady that was almost 60 years old and she was a judge. So I just didn't think he would get this amount. This is almost like life.
When Daniel Penny was found innocent.
This is,
was acquitted.
Yeah, like this is, I mean, if you 40 years old, 26 years and to 65, that's damn near life sentence.
He did have, when I saw the video part of all the events that led up to him attacking her, she was saying to him how he basically was going to go back to jail for like whatever. I want to say it might have been domestic violence. I'm not sure. But she was saying how she didn't think he was a changed man and so forth. And he was saying, yes, he was. Yes, he was. And she was just saying, no, he wasn't. And I think she was in the process of saying that he was going to go back to jail. And that's when he proved her right that you weren't a changed man, because here you go again, being violent again. I mean, he's a person, not just for the simple fact that you beat somebody up, for the fact that you don't have the human decency, respect, decorum to know, like, you can't do that to a judge. You shouldn't do that to anybody, but you can't do that to a judge. That's like, going in a church and flipping over a casket at somebody's funeral. Like, there's just certain things that you just know you don't do. Like, you can't get away with. It's human decency. It's decorum.
You don't beat up cops. You don't kill cops. You don't fucking beat judges up. Like, these people are having authority to put you away.
Yes.
And you
can't
do that. You
possibly thought you was going to get away with that.
You're not,
like, how did you think that was going to end? Like, how did you think it was going to end? She already was about to send you to jail, but how did you think that was going to end? I mean, he probably never thought 65 years.
I know,
but
that's a long fucking time, and it took a year to turn that over. 26 to 65 years, and you almost 40 years old. That's like, man, I might not even make it out of here. Sir. Yeah, like I might not. I'm gonna be 6 years old if I do the minimum. God forbid I get in a fight or a tangle or two. Like, I'm gonna be doing 50 years or 40 years or some shit like that. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast coming to a close. Episode 205. Y'all know all the platforms: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcast Player, FM. As a side note, you made me think about this video I saw of this man. He's a black man, and he was a grandpa, and his family threw him a party because he turned 100. But he was deaf, and I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So when he walked in, he was like shocked, and he was standing there looking, and then he just was like,
aww.
And then he started, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, oh, he's deaf. Like, that's what's wrong, because God, I knew this mean thank you.
Yeah.
But he was like super happy.
There's a family that I've seen on TikTok where there's about 7 men in the family who are all deaf. Like, the mother and father were deaf, and then they had like a lot of children, and I think all the sons were deaf, and like 3 or 4 of the daughters, and then something about the males in the family, because even the grandsons are deaf, and it's not all the daughters are, but there's a family. But one of the things that it made me think about just now when I was doing it, I wasn't trying to do sign language, I was saying 205, but because of the recent stories in the last few years about people faking sign language. Now when I see people doing sign language on TV, I'll be wondering, like, I want to call my girlfriend who her parents were deaf growing up, so she knows sign language, and be like, do they know what, are they doing the right thing? Do they know what they're doing? Or when is the next time we're going to hear a story about somebody faking and being, you got to have a lot of balls to sign up for that job.
I tell by thank you. Somewhere in what they're saying thank you. And if the person doesn't do that, they're full of shit. Because that's all I know. I mean, I know some of the letters, but I know this means thank you. And if I'm reading the fucking thing and it says thank you, and I look at the person and they don't do that, I'm like, they're full of shit.
But you know when it gets crazy if it's like a bad storm coming, because then they do stuff like this, like showing the clouds will be rolling. That's and bullshit. It's like, are y'all making that up?
That's bullshit.
All right.
It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.